Now, RTE News Ireland, reduce physical distance 2 meters, 6 feet apart, main symptoms cough, difficulty breathing, chills, like a cold or a flu. Right? Now, if you develop the symptoms, self isolate, don't go to your GP, don't go to the surgery, don't go to the pharmacy, and don't go to the hospital, right? So here we go. The Department of Health has been notified of 50 additional cases of COVID-19 and no deaths today, right? So, if you can't go to your doctor, right? If you can't go to your doctor or the hospital or the surgery, how did you know it's 50 cases today? It says in black and white, you can't go to your doctor, you can't go to a GP, you can't go to the chemist, and you can't go to a hospital. But they're saying that 50 new cases today of coronavirus. How do they know? Like, where are they getting their information from? If no one's going to the hospital, no one's going to the doctor, no one's going to the GP, no one's going to the pharmacy because you're not allowed, how do they know there's 50 new cases today? Wanna fucking wake up, people.
Warned the government of significant and growing concerns about a rise in COVID-19 cases ahead of yesterday's decision to postpone phase 4 of the lifting of restrictions. The advice from the National Public Health Emergency Team included details of clusters in direct provision centres, factories and in the traveller community. After delaying phase 4 of the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions,
Phase 4!
the advice it got from the National Public
Phase 5 next.
In it says it has significant concerns about the shift in virus patterns.
Yeah.
It's reported increasing numbers of cases in vulnerable groups, such as those living in direct provision. 3 out of 10 outbreaks involving the Irish traveller community remain active.
There's poor traveller community now. Meat processing plants all closing down in Ireland. You can't get meat on the 20% unemployment.
Of the majority of cases from the Greater Dublin region to other counties in the last 7 to 10 days.
Regional restrictions is certainly something that we're looking at in the future.
Hang him high, like they did with the Mussolini Prime Minister after the Second World War because of fascism. They hung him from a lamppost in Milan.
This is where people don't know where they picked the virus up. It's happening all over the country. It's happening in urban and rural areas. That the pattern of the virus across...
Yeah, he's a politician. He's not a biologist, an epidemiologist or a doctor. Where's he getting his information from?
There are currently 15 patients with confirmed cases of COVID-19.
Yeah, in the hospitals, right.
Around the country. 5 of those patients are in intensive care.
Right.
Compared to last Thursday, when numbers in hospital were at their lowest level. There are 112 patients in hospital with suspected COVID-19.
Right. Okay, 112 suspected cases. Right? In the hospital.
Has today called for changes
right?
to the testing and contact tracing system to make it more robust.
Contact tracing.
Temperature screening on all entrants into the state from.
But you can't go to the hospital. You can't go to your GP, I just showed you. You can't go to the pharmacy. You can't go to a doctor.
Sharon Lynch, RTE News. The Department of Health showed that there have been no deaths for the 6th day in a row.
50 cases today.
New cases have been confirmed. In Northern Ireland, no further deaths were reported, along with 10 new cases. Let's have a quick word now with our correspondent, Orla O'Donnell, who's at the Department of Health for us.
Orla O'Donnell, she's not an epidemiologist, a biologist, a doctor. She's just a reporter reading off a page from the Elite.
Majority of cases happening outside of the capital.
Yeah. I'm not even going to listen to this fucking clown.
Travel 8%, just under 8% of cases are related to their homes.
Now it says there, do not go to GP or your surgery, pharmacy or hospital. Right? So you can't go to GP, you can't go to surgery, you can't go to pharmacy or you can't go to the hospital. Statistics, they're saying 50 people today in Ireland have contracted the coronavirus. Now, I've just shown you that you can't go to hospitals, you can't go to GP, you can't go to your doctor, and you can't go to the chemist. Statistics come from hospitals. 200 people died this year from road traffic accidents, and, that's where all statistics comes from. So, if the hospitals are all closed, I was up there on the 21st of April, by the way, up in Tala Hospital, There was only 4 people there. Can't get into a hospital. They're all closed. Can't get to psychiatric hospitals or anything. So mass suicides now. But where are they getting the 50 cases from? That's if you can't go to a hospital and you can't go to a GP and you can't go to a doctor. Where are they getting their statistics from? You can only get your statistics from the hospitals where people go, because that's where they get their statistics from. So you people want to start, God gave us a brain to work out. All they're showing all day on the television is coronavirus, 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 coronavirus. You know, the truth is learned. It's not told. All these news channels are all owned by these fucking elite. Every one of them. Fucking coronavirus. He's going to come up with since March. Since March. You're talking about basically a couple of months, and he's saying by the winter, we're going to have a vaccine. He's a computer geek. That's all he is. He's not an epidemiologist or a biologist. He's not an expert in that. In about 8 months, he's going to come up with a vaccine. It's going to cure the whole world. They can't even fucking cure the virus from Windows 10. I mean, they couldn't make this fucking garbage up. Scarlet fever, a long time ago. You can look it up. For 7 years, they worked on a vaccine. For 7 years, they worked on a vaccine to try and get rid of scarlet fever. It's a long time ago. It was spreading throughout the whole world for 7 years. Now, that's when epidemiologists and biologists, and they were Christians. Now, no one has any faith anymore, you see. All these scientists and all these fucking Hawkins and Dawkins, the most genius minds that could cure cancer and AIDS. I mean, genius minds. They're all writing books on the God theory. You know, God doesn't exist and all this shit. But getting back to scarlet fever. 7 years they worked on a vaccine. And after 7 years, they didn't come up with it. Couldn't come up with it. They were still working on 7 years. 7 years working on a vaccine for scarlet fever. Still couldn't get a vaccine. But by the time, scarlet fever just went. Because it went through the whole world. The immune system killed it. So God put an immune system into you. You have 38 trillion different viruses in your immune system. They're dormant. Most of them are dormant. But wearing these masks now, all you're doing is breathing in and out carbon dioxide. You're not getting any oxygen. And you're gonna bring them up. You know, a virus pore is the quarter of the size of the pores in the mask. You're wasting time. The only 2 things that can be spread through viruses is the measles and Ebola. As far as I'm sure, Ebola is definitely one of them. Measles, I think, is the other one. But viruses, colds, flus, all that, they can only be passed through like sneezing, coughing, saliva and all that. It's all a fucking game. Fucking Google ID 2020.org, or even Google fucking this number, WO 2020 060606. That number there. Google that. And then scroll down through it. That's through PatentScope. It's a patent. And scroll down, you see the date March, that it was patent just when coronavirus came out. And then scroll down again and see who it was patented by. Microsoft. Bill Gates. Anyway. Facts, statistics. Use your brain that God gave you. Check out the Berlin demonstrations recently, by the way. 1.5 million people turned out in Berlin, the whole city. All the news channels, Euronews, and all these saying hundreds turned up. Wake up, people. The freedom's been taken. Look back through history. Byzantine Empire, Greek Empire, Roman Empire, British fucking Empire. Communism, 1917. Fucking Stalin. He murdered 4 people. For every 4 people he murdered, only Hitler killed 1. Yeah, they always talk about Hitler. But you had fascism, Nazism. Look through history, people. I mean, governments have tried to rule people. French Revolution. I know. History repeats itself, we don't get it right. Don't listen to politicians. Gandhi said it. Don't obey, disobey. We pay them politicians their wages to do what we tell them what to do. I'm 53 years of age, and when I grew up, we elected them, we paid their wages, we told them what to do. But now they're telling you what to do, and that's called a dictatorship. 50 cases, but yet you can't go to a hospital, you can't go to a doctor, you can't go to GP. Where are you getting the facts from if you can't? Anyway, this is the big one. This is the big one. You have to stand up for your rights and not be wearing any fucking masks and fuck your safe spaces. Fucking 6 fucking fee. Aer Lingus is 350 fucking. They're laying 350 million loss since March. They're laying off 500 workers. 20% of the people in Ireland are fucking unemployed. They're all fucking locked down in the house. That's called a curfew under communism. That's called a curfew. We'll tell you when to stay in and not to interact. Old people are fucking on their own. Can't see their grandparents. Can't even see my own father. He's fucking 89 years of age. He's brainwashed as well. Fucking hell. Meat factories closing down all around the fucking world. 40% rise in anti-anxiety drugs and antidepressant drugs. I'm seeing people elbowing traffic lights and everything outside. That's OCD. That's one of the most dangerous fucking diseases you can get. Washing your hands. This is all big pharmaceutical companies. This is all the fucking elite. Don't forget about 2008 now, about the bank job. You know, all that money just didn't disappear. That was all fucking planned. Not one of them went to fucking court. Yeah, a woman is going to court for in Ireland, she won't pay her TV licence, she goes to court for 30 days in jail. And not one of them bankers went to fucking jail. These are the same people who are doing this. It's not over the last 10 or 20 years. This has been going fucking on for over 100 years. Fuck's sake, man. It's passed down through their generations, these top 100 elite families. Rockefellers, Rothschilds, DuPonts. All these fucking people who founded the World Health Organization and the United Nations and the EU, all after the Second World War. The worst thing we did is join the EU in 1971. Fucking bankers in 2008. And we're what? The population is 6.5 million now. We're in debt fucking, what, nearly 400 billion, half a trillion. You know? And we're paying their debt back. They robbed the banks, but we're paying it back. But not only are we paying it fucking back, but we're paying it with interest on 400 fucking billion. Our grandchildren's won't even be able to pay the interest on fucking half a fucking trillion. EU, World Bank, all set up. It's all enslavement. Put you in debt. Look at all the referendums. They're all anti-Christian. Not one debt in Ireland, the coronavirus, but they cancelled fucking Easter. Not one debt. And cancelled Easter. Look at all the referendums. Divorce, break up the family. Abortion. Population control, what Bill Gates talks about all the time. You can Google it. Child referendum. He's all kinds of children over the fucking EU. Equality referendum. Equality. There's no one mention of the word equality in the Bible. Check it out. It doesn't exist. No such thing. We're not all unique. We're not all equal. The Bible says we're all unique. I'm feeling it's all communism by all these elite. Anyway, I have to go. I'm jumping here and fucking drink the thing, but anyway. Just fucking check it. Don't be watching news channels all day fucking long, man. And be listening to these bleeding news reporters, not biologists, epidemiologists, and all these experts. They're all being shut up and locked down. Do your research. Get online. Listen to fucking people. Listen to the experts. Dr. Judy Mikovits, fucking Del Bigtree. All these fucking people who worked in fucking the CDC and Fauci and all these gangsters, man. Anyway, God be with us all because we're going to need them.